Say that they'll continue to have officers at Kealakehe Intermediate School today and tomorrow after an anonymous threat was made. That threat came in Tuesday night, and police still have not been able to determine who made the threat. They are investigating it, though, as a terroristic threatening case. Now, this follows another incident back in March when someone reported that a student intended to bring a gun to campus. Police later said that the report was not substantiated and the campus remained open.
Now to